Cen Yunyu, the world-ending wicked. Oh no, system panel, big boss panel. Someone, anyone, save me. If I've committed a crime, please let the law punish me. Not make me stay up late drawing until I drop dead and wake up after death inside this dark coffin. Great Jade Emperor, Queen Mother of the West, Lord Buddha, Guanyin Bodhisattva, Lady Merlin, bless me, I really don't want to die. So you're the bride who can seal me. Born in the Een year, Een month, Een hour. To find you. My dear father. To kill me once and for all. Really went to great lengths. This face would definitely go viral if I drew it. Too bad I can never go back. Either way, I'm dead. Might as well go all in. It's just a shame you're about to die. Wait. You can't kill me. You can't kill me. No. If you kill me, you will definitely regret it. Because I am your future wife. I can't beat him, no way I can beat him. This lie won't hold up. This day next year will be my death anniversary. Yulong. Yulong, whether you believe it or not, I came back from decades in the future. In the future, we're already married, living in a courtyard full of peach blossoms in Jiangnan. You love me so much you pick peach blossoms for me every morning. And you even said if I died, you would never go on living. 100 years of variables. In the previous life, this ghost bride didn't even manage to make a sound before becoming a lost soul. So you can't kill me. My life doesn't matter. What matters is, if I die, the future you will suffer heartbreak. I know you don't believe me now, that's fine. I'll leave first. When the threads of fate draw us together again, you will definitely fall in love with me. Wait. You claim to be my future wife, so you should know me inside and out. Do you have evidence? Of course. I know you favor black robes with red trim because bloodstains don't show on them. You like collecting pigeon blood rubies. You detest drinking alcohol, but you have a soft spot for wildberry fruit wine. You actually wield your sword with your left hand, and you have an old scar on your side from being bound by iron chains at age 7. You also kept a pet ferret named Tuanchuan. Oh, right. I also know you have a vermilion mole on your outer thigh. You asked me to tell you yourself. I'm your wife. So it's only natural that I know. Of course I believe you. Since you've gone this far, how could I not? So you won't kill me now, right? How can that be? You are my future. The person I love most. How could I bear to kill you? Truth is, I'm not afraid to die. I'm only afraid you'll spend your whole life alone in the future. My love for you transcends life and death. It's all right. I can wait. Wait until the perfect moment, and we will meet again. Once I step through this door, all that cultivation world villain nonsense can go to hell. I'm free. Didn't you believe me? How will you repay it? Precisely because I believe you. I can't let you go. Since your feelings for me run so deep, I must keep you by my side at all times. And cherish you dearly. There's no need to trouble yourself. Right now, you have no feelings for me. I know. I love you, so I don't want to bind you with emotion. Just ruthlessly let me down. Now let me go, damn it. No. Though I have no memory, I cannot be faithless. The red cord binds the bone, a fated bond decreed by heaven. Blood as the guide, soul as the pledge. Once this covenant is sealed, we share life and death. Master and guest are set, unwavering in loyalty, bound by the red thread, never to forsake, for all eternity. The red thread bond, a Tao companion covenant. Should the guest harbor a treacherous heart, they shall surely suffer backlash, their soul scattered, spirit extinguished. Even a fool could guess who's the master and who's the guest. Why you bound me with the red thread bond? Since we're destined to be husband and wife, sooner or later, it makes no difference. What's wrong? Is my lady displeased? Delighted. I'm so delighted I could weep. That's good. From this day forward, we share the same fate, in life and death. Never to be parted. It's over. All is lost. My dearest lady, since you know the future, you must also know where I'm headed next. Damn it, still testing me. Naturally, you'll go to Qingling's sect to seek vengeance. She who knows me, my wife. What a lunatic. This my lady, my wife stuff is making my skin crawl. Since you currently have no feelings for me and we haven't formally wed, such terms of address are truly awkward. Why not simply use our names? My name is Qiao Ying. Qiao, as in the Qiao sisters. Ying, as in the golden aureole. Very well, then I shall call you Ying. Then I shall call you Master Cen. Ying calls me master, whatever Ying wishes. As if I'd believe you. This fiend is a master of disguise. All smiles and pleasantries. He can turn around and stab you right in the heart. You absolutely cannot let your guard down. Other people elope to escape a marriage, but with our look, it's like we just crawled out of a grave to flee a ghost wedding. Welcome, honored guests. Just stopping for a meal, or will you be staying the night? Staying the night. 2 of your best rooms. 1 best room will be enough. My lady, could it be you wish to sleep apart from your husband? Of course not. I just feared you might not be comfortable, my lord. Right away. 1 best room upstairs. But it's our inn's rule that a deposit is required for the best rooms. Damn, I don't have a single coin. All that gold, silver, and jewels in that's an estate. I completely left it all behind in the fire. Ah, what a mess. What are you doing? Is this enough? Go, go, is more than enough. You can do that? Right? This head full of real gold and silver. Doesn't that mean I'm rich? Oh no, there's only 1 bed. My dream of striking it rich. This is basically hellish cohabitation. It's been a long day. Aang, aren't you going to rest? Even thinking with my toes, I know who gets the bed and who gets the floor, but I'm the wife right now. If I bring up sleeping separately, my cover is absolutely blown. I'm suddenly not tired. Young Master Cen, please go to sleep first. I'll just sit for a while. Aang. What are you afraid of? You and I are destined to be husband and wife. Sharing a bed is only natural and right. Young Master Cen misunderstands. I only feared you might not be used to it. Too much has happened today. I was afraid of disturbing your sleep. Takes after you. The help. Did he carry me up here, or did I climb up here in a daze? Sharing a bed with the villain on day 1 of transmigrating into the book. This is deadly. She actually looks rather docile. Tomorrow, I must find a chance to test the binding of this crimson thread. Full of lies, but watching her struggle to keep up the act is truly amusing. The long path of immortality is dull enough as it is. Keeping a little bird by my side in this life doesn't seem so bad. I'll spare her life for now. Transmigrated into a book. The tea marriage. A sea of blood from private mountains. The world-destroying evil. How did I end up on the bed? When I awoke, Aang was already on the couch. Perhaps you came up on your own. Then. I must have disturbed your sleep. I didn't mean to. Not at all. Aang sleeps very peacefully. Besides, since we are to be husband and wife, sharing a bed is the most natural thing. Aang need not worry. That's the nonsense I made up. That sinister, wild arrogance is your true nature, isn't it? I'm perfectly fine with it. After all, I have memories of the future. We spend every night together anyway. I was only thinking of your feelings. Afraid you might not be used to it. Clearly, I'm quite used to it. Could he really have fallen for me at first sight? Shall we go downstairs together for breakfast? I don't have the memories of our marriage now, so perhaps I don't quite grasp Aang's meaning. Young Master Cen, please go down first. I'll freshen up and join you shortly. Could he really have fallen for me at first sight? I am rather pretty and delicate, after all. Xiaoying, stop being such a lovesick fool. He's a merciless, world-destroying evil. Sugar-coated bullets. All sugar-coated bullets. Chef Zhang from the kitchen turned into a dried corpse again? Cen Yunyu couldn't hold back and has already started his killing spree? 1,000 corpses. This method of death is definitely not Cen Yunyu's swordsmanship. I just heard someone died. What happened? A cook named Zhang died in the back kitchen. I heard when they found him, he was already a dried-up corpse. So well informed. Young Master Cen certainly has his ear to the ground. Aang, surely you're not suspecting me? Of course not. I'm just a little frightened. Young Master Cen will surely protect me, right? Why don't we use this chaos to slip away? Who cares if it was you or not? Sticking with you, the big villain, never leads to anything good. My life comes first. Let's get out of here. She doesn't even consider exposing me, but her first instinct is to drag me away and flee. This little bird is getting more and more interesting. Everyone, quiet. I am Lu Ningxiang, a cultivator from Shenong Valley. I have just examined the scene. This case appears to be the work of demons or evil spirits. My companions and I have set up a sealing barrier outside the inn. Until the true culprit is caught, no one is permitted to leave. Isn't Shenong Valley just a medical cultivation sect? Since when do they handle demon hunting and investigations? Exactly. What gives you the right to trap us here? How about a little sparring match? We brothers are experts at treating ladies tenderly. If you wish to leave, you'll have to get past me, Xiao, first. Aang, don't you find this interesting? A humble mortal inn, yet it's gathered sword cultivators, medical cultivators, and sound cultivators. Haha, yeah, it is pretty interesting. And there's you, the #1 world-destroying evil in the whole book. What are these cultivators compared to that? Bah. Until the real culprit is caught, all you benefactors would do well to stay put. What kind of bizarre Avengers lineup is this? This part wasn't even in the original novel. Aang, don't be afraid, those cultivators likely won't harm the innocent. With a nuclear bomb like you right beside me, how am I innocent in any way? Quick, think of a way to escape. No, before they come looking for us. Let's jump out the window and go. A barrier array has been set around us. There's no way out. Then what do we do? What if they uncover something? Uncover what? We're not the killers. What are you afraid of, Aang? Aren't you my future wife? Why would you doubt me like this? Unless, in the future, I'm some utterly irredeemable villain? Of course not. Just what? You two have quite the distinctive attire. It looks like you've just been wed. Wed, indeed. A ghost marriage to this world-ending evil spirit, no less. To be honest with you all, we were married just yesterday. We haven't had a chance to change out of our wedding clothes. Married yesterday? Then why are you staying at an inn? I observe that you carry yourself with an extraordinary bearing, sir. Are you a cultivator? My wife and I are both ordinary mortals. As for why we're dressed like this and seeking lodging, it's because we're eloping. You see, honored cultivator, Yu Lang and I are deeply in love, but my parents disdain the poor and fawn over the rich. They insisted on marrying me off to the local scoundrel. That man is steeped in evil deeds. I would rather die than consent. So, on our wedding day, Yu Lang snatched me right off the street. We've been fleeing ever since, all the way here, without even a moment to change our clothes. Who could have imagined we'd stumble upon a murder? Yu Lang, I'm so frightened. Don't be afraid, my wife. I will definitely protect you. With these honored cultivators here, any demon will be caught in no time. The murder occurred last night. Did either of you hear any unusual disturbances? I slept very soundly. I didn't hear a thing. I shared the bed with my wife, and I also noticed nothing out of the ordinary. To tell you the truth, last night was supposed to be our wedding night. Husband, why are you speaking so bluntly? Insane. This villain's bullshitting skills are even more outrageous than mine. Have some shame, man. There's no need for such candidness. Since nothing is amiss, we shall trouble you no further. Aang, since you have memories of our wedding, why are you still so distant? I was afraid you weren't used to it. Besides, in front of outsiders, it's always a bit embarrassing to be too intimate. I see. I thought Aang was lying earlier. How could that be? Didn't you believe me? Of course I believe you. You know me so well. If not my future wife, who else could you be? Where to? The crime scene. Didn't Aang suspect me? Naturally, I must go prove my innocence. So it was this sort of thing. It was at midnight last night. When Cook Zhang bent down to scoop water, he glimpsed something on the beam in the water vat's reflection. It was that lantern. He recoiled in fright, knocking over bowls and plates. The whole process was very quick. He didn't even have time to cry for help. Aang, is this what you imagined seeing? Or, I don't know either. Just seeing these things. The images pieced themselves together in my mind, as if I had witnessed it with my own eyes. To have such an ability, seems I've stumbled upon a real treasure. It's nothing special. This ability is rather unreliable. Aang, you keep surprising me more and more. It's clearly a compliment. So why do I feel like he wants to dissect me for research at any moment? This is just too bizarre. How could the demon possibly escape? The killer must still be inside the inn. We've searched every room. Where could he be hiding? Is it possible that he's still here in the kitchen? There's no demonic energy fluctuation here. The killer is no longer in this place. Aang. Can I speak now? Showing up at a murder scene in the dead of night. If we're spotted, we'll definitely be taken for suspects. Better to avoid trouble. Let's get out of here. I'm afraid it's too late for that. Since you three have overheard, you must know my wife and I mean no harm. Would you be willing to show yourselves and talk? Why you, didn't you leave? They sensed our presence long ago. Aang, they're cultivators. They don't rely solely on their eyes to identify people. Just now, I only sensed this young lady's presence. So you're a cultivator too. Oh, great. You can clearly conceal your aura. So why didn't you do the same for me, your future wife? You definitely did it on purpose to watch me crawl under the table like a complete fool. Forgive me, Aang. It was a momentary lapse on my part. I forgot to shield you as well. No matter. Whatever my husband says is right. After all, he's the big villain. I can't beat him in a fight. Fortunately, we're not the real culprits. So I imagine you honored cultivators won't mind this little deception. Right? Truth mixed with lies. Lies hiding the truth. 30% sincerity, 70% performance. Time to unleash the skills I honed back at the orphanage. I, Yulang, am in fact a cultivator. He couldn't bear to see me suffer, and was willing to abandon the path to immortality just to snatch me from a life of misery right there on the street. Taking Aang away was not an elopement. In truth, it was to guide her onto the path of cultivation so we could seek eternal life together. So touching. Miss Chiao, though your initiation may be a bit late, but as long as you possess a spiritual root and train diligently, you will surely make progress. May you two stay together for all eternity, never parting until your hair turns white. Thank you for your kind words, honored cultivator. In 1 month, the Qingling sect will open its gates to select new disciples. If you two are interested, you can still make it in time. We are currently on our way to the Qingling sect to take part in the trials. Why not travel together with us? What a joke. We're going there for revenge and sabotage. Traveling with you? Our cover would be blown at any moment. Only a fool would agree to that. My cultivation is shallow and crude, and Aang has yet to even step onto the path. To have 3 honored cultivators accompany and look after us, we could hardly ask for more. It's a trivial matter. Since you two have come to investigate the scene, I wonder if you have uncovered any other clues. Didn't you see something? Speak up, then. Say it so we can clear our names. This object likely holds another secret. These lanterns were found at all 6 previous scenes, but we examined them and found nothing out of the ordinary. However, my wife and I have discovered something else. Especially my wife. What insight does your honored wife have? Weren't you the one who saw it? Why are you dragging me into this? To be honest, my wife possesses a special innate gift. Under certain circumstances, she can see residual images of events that have already occurred. So you saw what happened here? My husband speaks the truth. But what I saw was extremely blurry. Only fragments. Fragments are more than enough. Please, madam, tell us what you witnessed. Madam, this is a matter of life and death. Since we have encountered it, offering what little help we can also counts as a meritorious deed. A meritorious deed. Meritorious deed. We should be thankful you're not out there slaughtering cities and destroying worlds, old man. And you're talking to me about compassion? If possible, could you prepare some paper and a brush? I can draw what I just saw. It will be clearer that way. I see. That thing didn't come from outside. It's a trace left behind when a soul was extracted. The real killer. Is this very lantern? In your opinion, madam, is this lantern a demon? It's not that the lantern itself is a demon. Something is dwelling within it, using the lantern as its nest, feeding on souls. Now it has finished feeding. It has already left, using the lantern as its nest, feeding on souls. How many lanterns are there in the inn? The front hall, the corridors, the guest rooms, at least 20 or 30. Check them all. If it's truly as young Masterson says, that thing has already inhabited one lantern, so it could inhabit a second. Right now, it might very well be hiding inside one of these lanterns, watching us. Bah. This humble monk will go investigate at once. Hold on. That creature is skilled at concealment. An ordinary search may prove ineffective. Perhaps? We should let my wife give it a try. What? Why me again? Big brother, is this how you treat your future wife? The capable must labor more. Indeed, madam, since you can glimpse residual shadows, perhaps you can also sense that creature's presence. This task requires you and no other. You need not be afraid. We will be right here to protect you. What sensing ability do I have? It's all just my painter's intuition filling in the blanks. I'll do my best. Miss Jiao, if you please. Almighty evil spirit, you know full well I'm just a mortal, pushing me out here to put on a show. At least give me a hint, would you? Innkeeper, if you please, have all the lanterns in the inn taken down and gathered here. Is he pulling the strings from the shadows, or is the Crimson Thread guide truly reacting? I'll just have to take a gamble. That one seems off. So it was hiding here all along. Wretched fiend, submit to your destruction. Watch out. It's a lantern wraith, born of pooled resentment. It clings to lanterns and feeds on living souls. A master of concealment. No wonder we found no trace of the killer. 4 days. You can see me? Your soul smells sweet. So this is combat in the cultivation world. Nothing like the graceful, ethereal image I had in mind. Courting death. It's trying to flee. It can't escape. There's a barrier array outside. Please wait a moment. You too. We'll go and be right back. Are you frightened? I'm all right. Just now, was it you? The Crimson Thread guide suddenly grew hot and pointed toward that lantern. Was that your doing? What does Aang think? We've caught it. All thanks to your guidance, madam. It was mere luck. Otherwise, this vile thing would have slipped right past us. Young master, madam, your great kindness. This old man has no way to repay you. This hairpin must be something you hold dear, madam. I return it to you now. Your room charges are waived in full. Many thanks for your generosity, innkeeper. This hairpin does indeed hold special meaning for us as husband and wife. It is a token of our betrothal. Having it lost and now found again, we are truly relieved. Damn, this off-the-cuff acting. I absolutely cannot lose face. Thank you, shopkeeper. Thank goodness it came back. The deep devotion between you two is truly moving. A token of your love, you must treasure it dearly. Naturally, we will. Husband, would you accompany me to the pawn shop? Naturally. Let's hurry, pawn the goods for silver, and then we slip away at once. We absolutely cannot travel with them. Why not? They're a righteous demon-hunting squad. We're a villainous world-destroying crew. Traveling together would be walking right into a trap, wouldn't it? Just the two of us is freer and easier. Could it be that Aang has done something shameful and fears being exposed? I did not. I'm just afraid they'll find out. Find out what about me? Your identity as a malevolent spirit, of course. Last night you slaughtered the entire Cen household and burned the estate to destroy the evidence. If they were to learn of this, how could we explain it? They all come from prestigious orthodox sections. If they knew you'd killed so many people, they would surely. Does Aang think my killing was wrong? Killing is wrong, of course. They tried to kill you. You killed them in return. Perfectly fair. This world is ruled by the law of the jungle. That's simply how it is. No condemnation, no preaching virtue, not a trace of pedantic nonsense. And those orthodox cultivators, their hypocrisy is laughable. It's as if they want to devour their prey, skin and bone. And this little bird? No. We have to leave, quickly. Get the money, buy ordinary clothes, hire a carriage, and leave. As Aang wishes. Cen Yunyu is waiting outside. If I slip out the back door now. If I truly flee. The backlash would be a living death. Or my soul scattered to the winds. I dare not gamble on it. Aang, do you need any help? Come, let's go hire a carriage. Not so fast. Young Master Cen. Aang, just now in the fitting room, were you thinking of slipping out the back door? The red thread guide is linked to my spirit. Whatever you're thinking, I can more or less sense a hint of it. Aang is a clever person. You know how to choose, don't you? Come on. Don't keep the three immortals waiting. I've shot myself in the foot. I can't get off this pirate ship now. I'll have to press on, even through tears. Did everything go smoothly? All is in order. I'm truly sorry to have kept the three of you waiting. To be able to travel with you three is a great fortune for my wife and me. Since everyone is here, let us set out. Ba. After we leave the city, we'd best find a place to stay before nightfall. This brand, these shackles. I, a bird that's strayed into a cage, am broken-winged now, unable to fly. To think I actually dreamed of escaping these monsters by carriage. How naive. If only I could fly too. Once Aang enters the Tao and refines her life-bound artifact, she'll naturally be able to fly through the air. He clearly knows I want to run. Why doesn't he ask? This is so out of character. He must be up to no good. Really? Then I'd better get started as soon as possible. Aang. It's nothing. I'm just a little tired. To be honest, I've always wanted a younger sister, someone I could look after in daily life. Aang, your arrival has given me just that chance. Are you an only child, Sister Ningxiang? I have a sister. But it's better not to speak of her. Once we reach Qingling Sect, you won't be able to avoid her. Naturally, it's because she abandoned the sword to practice medicine. She feels she's brought shame to the family. No one asked for your opinion. I simply have no taste for fighting and killing. What's wrong with saving lives and healing the sick? Bah. This humble monk once believed all married couples in the world shared the deep affection of benefactors Cen and Xiao. But seeing you two today, I now realize that is not always the case. Who's married to him, her? We are merely betrothed. The one who occupies his heart is none other than my prodigiously talented sister. Lu Ningxiang, do not speak such nonsense. I harbor no such feelings for Sister Qingwan. Lu Ningxiang, Lu Qingwan. I remember now. The wronged sister of the universally beloved heroine. All the finest men are vassals beneath the heroine's skirt. Except for this one, the world-destroying fiend, the only one in the entire book immune to the heroine's charm. Why is Aang looking at me? Is there something on my face? I just think my husband is so handsome. I can't help but want to gaze a little longer. Forget it. Perhaps by the time we reach Qingling Sect, I'll be tired of it. You have come. Since you have already resolved to sever ties with us, and fly away together with that mortal, why have you returned? Could it be you regret your choice? I chose him. And I will never regret it. Then why have you come back? And with this abomination that should not exist in this world? He is my child with Cen Lang. I do not wish for him, before his eyes have even opened, to become a sacrifice to prophecy. I will use the blood arts of my Bone Maiden clan to place a seal upon him, allowing him to live out his days like an ordinary mortal. Then you will die as well. Farewell, no. This is goodbye forever. Aang. Aang, why are you sweating so much? Having a nightmare? A nightmare is nothing compared to how terrifying you are. Did you dream? No, I just woke up suddenly. Feeling a bit dazed, I thought Aang had sensed something again. Like that three-headed deity statue. Sister Ningxiang, wake up. Don't waste your effort. They won't wake up. You did this? That's right. Hasn't Aang always wanted to get away from them? Now your wish has come true. Aren't you pleased? Instead of hiding all the time, why not settle it once and for all? Kill them, take their identities, and openly go to Qingling's sect. There's exactly one man and one woman here. Xiao Shui's identity as a sound cultivator, Lu Ningxiang's background as a medical cultivator, both make excellent cover. What does Aang think? Preposterous, but that's exactly the way of a world-destroying evil. Cruel, stopping at nothing to achieve its goals. They never harmed us. Killing them like this doesn't feel right. Aang is going soft? Thinks I'm ruthless and merciless? Aang is my future wife. Shouldn't you be familiar with my ways by now? Why do you look so distant and terrified? I can't worry about anyone else's life. Just don't kill me, that's all. How could I be distant? I'm your wife. Of course I support you unconditionally. I understand you. If you want to kill, then kill. I won't stop you. Husband. What is the meaning of this? Aang calling me husband sounds so lovely. But since Aang has called me husband, why are you lying to me? You. Let me explain. Sure. Explain. I was just scared. I can't say I was afraid you'd kill me. My gut tells me if I say that, he'll really do it right then and there. You're afraid of me? Afraid of what? Afraid I might kill you? Wait, when he said lying, could he not be talking about me being his wife? Yes, I'm your future wife. Even though you've lost your memories now and feel nothing for me, I believe you wouldn't kill me. Isn't that right? Husband? Of course. I was only joking with you just now, Aang. I didn't frighten you, did I? How can that be? I knew you were joking. I knew you wouldn't kill me. That joke wasn't funny at all. But this evil entity excels at psychological games. He must be probing for some other lie. I just don't understand why you're saying I lied. You truly don't know, Aang? I humbly seek your guidance. Please enlighten me, husband. When you arrived at this temple, you must have seen something as well. If I'm not mistaken, the dream you just had was connected to this temple, wasn't it? Can he read minds? How does he know everything? Yes, I dreamed of a lingering memory. A woman was speaking with a man wearing a demonic mask. They must be the deities enshrined in this temple. Clever as you are, Aang, you must know who that woman was by now. Yes, she was your mother. So, as I thought, you also know I'm an evil entity. I'm your future wife, aren't I? Isn't it only natural that I'd know? Perfectly natural. It's no big deal. Then does Aang know what the term evil entity truly means? There is a prophecy that the descent of the evil spirit will destroy the world, bringing endless suffering and devastation to all living things. Does Aang know all this? Then, in the future, did I ever bring you misfortune? Did I destroy the world? Destroying the world, that definitely happened. As for whether you brought me misfortune, I don't know. But following you now has already been unlucky enough. How can that be? Being with you is the luckiest time of my life, and you didn't destroy the world because you love me, and so you love this world. We were incredibly happy. Don't believe in any prophecies. You know what? There was once an extremely handsome man who, just because he believed a prophecy, ended up turning into a noseless man with a snake face. Husband, you are so good looking. We absolutely cannot follow his example, alright? You've been lying from start to finish. Aang. I trust you.